4.3 is modeling with quadratic functions. For this section, you'll need a graphing calculator, so please grab your graphing calculator. So the directions state a parabola contains the following points. Write the equation of the parabola in standard form. So they give us three coordinates, and they want us to write, if we were to graph these coordinates, what is the parabola that goes through all three of them? Now, instead of graphing them, we're going to put these into our standard form, make a matrix, and then put it into our graphing calculators. So let's take a look at our standard form of a parabola, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So then from here, this is my x and this is my y. So I'm going to plug that in. So my y is 0, my x is 0, so I put 0 in for my x's. And then from here, I'm going to simplify this down. So I have 0 squared is just 0, 0 times b is 0, and then 1c. And then my next one, I'm going to plug in my x is -1 and my y is -2. So -2 and then plug in -1 for my x's. So -1 squared is +1. -1 times b is -1b. And then there's no number in front of the c, so just 1c. And then that equals -2. And then I plug in my x is 1 and my y is 6. So I have 6 here, plug in 1 for my x's. So 1 squared is 1. 1 times b is 1b, no number in front of the c, so I just put a 1 there. Alrighty, now from here, I could use, there's 3 equations, 3 variables. I could solve this by hand using substitution or elimination. Now, it is not going to work using graphing because it would be 3-dimensional. So if you don't want to do it by substitution or elimination, you would plug it into a matrix. So for our matrix, make sure our answer column always has to go last. So that 0, -2, 6 needs to go last. And then this is our A column, our B column, and our C column. So 0, 0, 1, and then 0. 1, -1, 1, -2. 1, 1, 1, and then 6. Now this is what I'm going to type into my graphing calculator to solve for my A, my B, and my C. So to do that, I'm going to go to second matrix. I'm going to go over to the third column, which is edit, click enter, and then I'm going to click that it's a 3x4. I'm going to type in all these numbers. After each number, I'm typing in enter to go to the next spot. All right, now once I have these typed in, I go to graph, clear, go to second matrix, go to the middle column, go down to where it's RREF, click enter, second matrix. I typed it in matrix A, so I'm going to have matrix A highlighted. Click enter one more time. The ones diagonal means there is a solution, so that is good. And then this is my A, my B, and my C over here. So then my final answer, I'm going to plug in, my A is 2, my B is 4, and my C is 0. So my equation would be y equals 2x squared plus 4x, and then you can put plus 0 or you don't need it. So if I were to graph this parabola, you're going to notice that these 3 coordinates are all on it. So let's try another one. I have 3 new coordinates for us. Okay, so I write my standard form down. I plug in my x in for my x, my y's in for my y's. I have 3 coordinates, so I'm going to have to plug all 3 of them into the equation. Make sure you plug in your y in for your y and your x in for your x's. I simplify it down, so 1 squared is 1, 1 times b is 1b, and then 1c. 2 squared is 4, 2 times b is 2, no number in front of the c, so 1, and then 3 squared is 9, 3 times b is 3, and then c. So then from here, I need to put it into a matrix. This last column, my answer column, goes over here on the right-hand side. And then I have my A column, my B column, and my C column. So 1, 1, 1, -1. 4, 2, 1, and then -5. 9, 3, 1, and -7. So now I have to type this in to my graphing calculator. So I go to a second matrix, go over to edit, click enter. It's a 3x4. So I click enter, type it in, 1, 1, 1, -1, 4, 2, 1, -5, 9, 3, 1, -7. So I have it all typed in. Then I'm going to go to graph, clear. Second matrix, go to the middle column, go down to RREF, click enter. Second matrix, I typed it into matrix A. If you typed it into a different one, use that matrix. So there is a solution, so that is good, and that's my A, my B, and my C. So I'm going to plug it into my equation. I would have 1x squared minus 7x plus 5.